you know, one little thing. What up? Yeah. What's up everyone? Cam here, and I'm here with my buddy Adam Roa, also known as Easy Cheese from Weekend Warriors back in the day. And we're here in Zanzibar, Tanzania, Africa. And something really interesting about Adam is that he used to be a pro gamer. So you played
Counter-Strike
1.6, right?
Yeah, I did.
So he was a professional.
Many years.
And I know I played Counter-Strike 1.6, it was one of my favorite games. So I thought I'd bring Adam on. We've been traveling the last 3 weeks throughout Tanzania building a clean water well. It's been a really amazing experience. And we've been talking a lot about his former gaming days and my former gaming days.
When we first met, we met on a car ride just for maybe like 20 minutes or so, and we immediately hit it off based on the fact that yeah, I used to go and bring my computer to all these tournaments. This was back when everyone could bring their own rig. I don't know if that's still the case, but you could bring your own rig and you pay your entry fee and you go, and everyone thought I was the biggest nerd because gaming at that time wasn't this huge, massive thing that's on ESPN now.
Right. And so bring us back to that moment, because at some point Adam quit to start pursuing kind of everything else. Like, we're obviously in Zanzibar right now and you no longer game, right? So tell us about that moment where you decided that you were going to move on.
You know, I was thinking about this, and it turns out that the reason that I quit was because in college I found what I wanted my purpose to be. I decided that I wanted to pursue acting and that I was going to move out to California to do that. And as soon as I made that decision, I started taking the acting classes, I hired an acting coach, I was spending all my free time reading acting books, and gaming, instead of being the thing that I looked forward to coming home for. I mean, I remember I used to have a girlfriend at the time who would come over, we would go out to dinner, we would come back to the house, and then she would fall asleep while I gamed. And
I've been there too.
And I'm sure a lot of people watching can relate to that. And the truth is, gaming then became a distraction to my purpose. And as soon as gaming became a distraction rather than my purpose, it wasn't even really hard for me to let it go.
So did you find that you always knew that acting was something you wanted to do and there was resistance to that? Or do you think that just in college you kind of stumbled upon it and you were very clear on that so you moved forward?
No, I used to act as a kid. I was in all the plays in in elementary school and junior high school, and I wanted to be an actor. And I was really late bloomer in high school. I entered high school, I weighed 73 pounds, and I was a little bit under 5 feet tall my freshman year of high school. So I was super tiny, and I had this idea in my head that only models, like only dudes that looked like Ashton Kutcher, because that 70s show was like the biggest hit at the time, and only dudes that looked like Ashton Kutcher and Brad Pitt, those were the people who could become actors, and not small little half Asian dudes like me. And so I stopped acting all of high school, didn't take one acting class, and got into DECA, which is this business organization where you would go to these competitions and pretend to be like an ad exec and like present stuff. And I got an internship in college to an advertising agency. They offered me a job, and I realized it was that acting, it was that presenting, pretending to be an ad exec that I really loved. I didn't actually like advertising. And so yeah, I started taking acting classes in college again and refound a love. And I believe what I learned from that primarily is a lot of times, if we're just willing to expose ourselves and willing to risk some stuff, you know, getting uncomfortable, then our purpose is there. I don't believe that for anyone who's watching this, I don't believe that your purpose is some ethereal thing that you'll never find. I believe that if you say, I want to find my purpose, and you start taking actionable steps, the universe will respond. It's there for you.
So the next question I have is...
Hit me with it. Do it, the big one.
Gaming, I believe that gaming teaches us so much. And it's so interesting to me how so many people watching this video will be very, 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 very good at playing video games. Like, it's not like there's a bunch of people who are amateurs watching this video. People watching this video are hardcore, they're very talented, you know, pro gamers, etc. So there's so much that we've been able to do by channeling our energies and talents into gaming. But then we find this disconnect when we go into, say, acting, and we forget that we know all of this stuff about how to become better at something.
Mm-hmm.
So was there anything from gaming that you kind of took away and you applied into your life afterwards?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Yeah, you know, I think gamers, especially in at that high level where you're developing strategies, and
this is lingo that's okay on this channel.
And you know, doing scrims every single day and all that stuff. I think at that point you're developing your analytical mind, right? You're developing okay, what's the most efficient way to do this and do that, and how can I cooperate with my teammates' greatest strength to cover my weaknesses, and vice versa. And that analytical mind, you can turn inward. You can take that and turn it inward into, okay, what do I love? Why do I believe that I can't achieve my dreams? Why am I afraid to look? And all of those things become an inward journey, that all those skills you develop as a gamer, you're already one step ahead of so many people who have never had to develop that critical thinking.
Very well said. So recently, yesterday actually, Adam and I did a podcast, his podcast called The Deep Dive.
Deep Dive.
So by the time this video comes out, our episode will be out. So definitely go check that out. That's in the link below. And nowadays you're traveling, you were just in a refugee camp in Greece, you're a coach, you're a speaker. So tell people a bit about where you're at now, what you're doing now, and where people can find you.
Thanks, Cam. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram, Adam Roa, ADAMROA. My Instagram is adam.roa.
I'll have all the links too.
Mm-hmm. And you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, which I'm just now really like starting up and putting all my videos onto YouTube.
His spoken word is ridiculous. It's very, very
So
good.
that's a great thing that I would love to mention to you guys. I was at an event, just hearing people speak, and the very last person to go up did a spoken word piece, which is basically performance poetry. And as soon as he started speaking, I stood up and was like, oh my God, I can do this. And in an instant, I found something that now has become one of my biggest passions. It really is. I absolutely love it, and I'm developing pieces that you can go online and see. But that's one of those moments where by putting myself out there, by going to that event, by being willing to just inundate myself with potentials, in an instant I found a new purpose, something new that excites me just as much as gaming ever did. So just put yourself out there, guys. I mean, really just be willing to get a little bit uncomfortable, and you're gonna find whatever it is that calls to you. Yeah, I think I answered. I'm sorry, I just went off on a
it's well said.
That's just what I do.
It's super well said, and something that I firmly believe in is experimenting and just being patient with yourself, because when you quit gaming and you maybe don't know what your new passions are or what other activities are, it can be easy to get really caught up in evaluating or comparing them. Gaming was like this, and you know, poetry is like here. But if you put a bit more time into it, if you give it a chance, you could find that could actually be your next passion, that could be your purpose in life. And patience is just really necessary. So I definitely think everything Adam said is on point, and really appreciate you being here.
No, thank you. And look for him, The Deep Dive with Adam Roa, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud. This dude kills it on the episode.
All right, peace, guys.
Do you edit these?
Yeah.
So it's not one take straight through?
Well, we can one take it, but we can chop it. My old videos, they were like, I chopped like I'd say one sentence, chop, one sentence.
Chop.
It was bad.
Sometimes that can be cool though.
I thought so, and then
this,
people were complaining, and then I was like, okay, I'm an amateur.
All right, so we're not gonna chop this. One take.